Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. May happies are coming your way. Learning fun and games to play. Thank you for joining me today. So this afternoon, I have some great ideas to help you end your school year. The end of the school year is kind of like dessert. It needs to be full of lots of good things. So I've got some handshakes and cheers and crafts and learning games. And my goal is that you will see at least 5 things that you'd like to do to help end your school year a little bit more fun. So a lot of these are in our Happies, and a lot of them you will be able to find on my blog, drjeanandfriends.blogspot.com. So let me just start off with some handshakes that you can use to start your day. The fisherman handshake is a good one for this time of year. So you put your palm on your partner's forearm and tap it gently. It kind of feels like a fishtail, and then you reel it in and say, "Good morning." The jellyfish is another one that children love. It's a make fist, and then you bump them gently, and then you have your jellyfish. A good cheer for this time of year with Cinco de Mayo coming up is the Olé cheer. Uno, dos, tres. Olé, olé, olé. Aye. And the clam clap is one I really like because it's so nice and quiet. And how about an attention grabber? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm looking for my student heroes. And count very slowly backwards. And then when you look for your student heroes, find your child doing the behavior you want the others to follow and say like, "Oh, Marcus is being a student hero. He's got his pencil out and he's ready to write in his journal." Or "Look at Josie. She's ready to go outside to play. She's standing quietly." Find a specific behavior. So that works really well. Now, Mother's Day is coming up and you're busy thinking about what you can do for mothers. So I have a little Mother's Day song. It goes to the tune Little Red Box. And so if you would show me your little box. I wish I had a little box to put my mommy in. I take her out and go if you do a Mother's Day party, you could let the children make this and sing to her, or you can just make these and send them home. You might even want to have a video of the children singing the song on your website or email it to them so they can all see it. But I just have like a little matchbox. Get rid of the matches and let the children glue their photograph to the inside of the matchbox, decorate the outside, punch a hole, tie on a string, and you have a necklace that Mom can wear for Mother's Day. Another Mother's Day idea is this card. Some gifts are round. Some gifts are tall. Some gifts are large. Some gifts are small. But a gift from the heart is the best gift of all. And then on the inside, you can let the children draw their picture or use their photograph. And I think I've showed you how to make this flip book before, but just in case, I'll do it again. You make a hot dog fold, and then a hamburger fold, and then a juice box fold. And if you open it up, and you cut down on the 3 creased lines halfway, you will have a flip book. And this flip book is good for lots of learning activities. They can do an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter, a letter, something that starts with that sound. They could do a number, different ways to make the number. For vocabulary, they could write a vocabulary word, the definition. They can do first, next, then last. They can do antonyms. They can do life cycle, lots of things with this little flip book, but it's really good for this card for Mother's Day. Well, those of you who teach young children know when they start t-ball or they start baseball, that is just such a fun thing. So there's a song called Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and I love this song. And it's one of those traditional American songs that it makes me sad that our kids aren't learning these songs. This should be in one of your standards. But you can teach your children this song. So batter up. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we never get back, for I'll root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Isn't that a fun song? And a good thing that you can do with that song is use it for vocabulary, like root, root, root. What does that mean? And double meanings for the word root. There's some good vocabulary there. My kids used to love to make these visors. This is just a paper plate with like a little moon shape cut out of it, and they can decorate it like their favorite team. If you put yarn or string on the back, then you can tie it on them. Another game that we used to like to play to go along with baseball was a baseball game, and so it's just 4 paper plates. You write home, first, second, third, and spread them out on the floor in a diamond shape. And then you have your baseballs, and you get to be the pitcher. And so the baseballs can be whatever skill you're working on. It can be letters, colors, numbers, shapes, math, facts, whatever. And one child at a time stands on home base, and you pitch them a baseball. And if they can read their word or identify the information, they get to walk to first base and then second base and so on. Now, when I taught kindergarten, they didn't like those score-keeping competitive games, so we just let them, walk the bases and make a home run. With your first graders or second graders, they might be more interested in having, 2 teams play each other. Now, and you can make this game as simple or as difficult as you want. You could add baseballs that say things like home run, and that child automatically gets to go to make a home run. You could put some O-U-T, out, in here, and they're out. I think with the younger children, just to have them identify the information is good. The older kids, you might want to throw in out and home run and some of those more advanced terms for baseball. And then the Cracker Jack book. If you cut the front and back off a box of Cracker Jacks, cut paper the size of the box or bag, give each child a sheet of paper, and ask them what they would like to find in a box of Cracker Jacks. And it can be anything at all. It can be anything that their heart desires. And sometimes just giving children a wish is a special thing for them to do. Well, I also wanted to talk a little bit about going fishing, because this time of year when it gets nice and warm, you might want to go fishing. And so I have a little fish that you can make out of a paper plate. And all I did was cut like a triangle out of one part of the paper plate, attached it to his tail. And this makes a good bulletin board, but this is also good for greater than and less than. He always wants to eat the biggest amount, so you can tie some inequalities in with this. And this is a little song called Have You Ever Been a Fishing? And it's an old song, but you know what? The kids love it just as much now as they did a long time ago. So everybody get your fishing poles. And you see, I prompt children before we sing a song to get them ready for it. Have you ever been a-fishing on a bright and sunny day? When you see those little fishies swimming up and down the bay, with their hands in their pockets and their pockets in their pants. All the little fishies do the hoochie coochie dance. Faster! Have you ever been a-fishing on a bright and sunny day? When you see those little fishies swimming up and down the bay, with their hands in their pockets and their pockets in their pants. All the little fishies do the hoochie coochie dance. Super fast! I think you've got it, but you know, with so many of these songs, you can sing them faster, you can sing them slower, you can do loud, you can do soft, time in lots of different ways. And then the kids used to love to make their own little fish and fishing poles, so you can let them decorate their little fish. You could actually do marble painting or other creative activities and then cut out fish shapes, punch a hole, tie in a string, put it on a straw or craft stick, or even let them find a stick out on the playground and they can actually go fishing. And a secret when I do these things with string, don't make them too long or you're going to have choking issues. So, you know, about 18 inches is usually pretty good. Now, testing is coming up, and I was getting ready for today and I found this little poker chip with Velcro on it. And somebody gave me this idea a long time ago that when the children are stressed that they can have these, and it's their little stress button. And so this might be a good thing, you know, if they're anxious about taking tests or anything like that, you can give them a little stress button and tell them it'll make them feel better. This might also be handy for a child who's having trouble keeping his or her hands to themselves. So now for a little academic thing right here, cartoons. This is a good time of year to talk about cartoons and dialogue bubbles, and you can start off with 2 cartoon frames, just give them to them, and let them do before and after. And you could tie this in with a story at the beginning of the story, the end. You could also tie this in with plant growth or some of your science concepts you're working on. And once they do the 2, you can give them a cartoon frame with 3, and they can color, you know, beginning, middle, and end. And then for some of your older children, they could have 4 cartoon frames, first, next, then last. But one of my favorite cartoon ideas is to teach them how to make dialogue bubbles. And you and I know this, but for them, that's new and exciting. And then let them make a picture of you and then use the dialogue bubble for "My teacher always says." You might be surprised at what they say. A good idea for this time of year is to have a vocabulary parade. And so on Monday, you tell the children, "Oh, we're going to have a vocabulary parade on Friday." You go home and talk to your parents and find a fancy Nancy word. There's several really good books out about vocabulary words. And on Friday, you give them a strip of paper. They can write their word, or for the younger children, you could write it. They decorate it, and then you pin it on them, and you have a vocabulary parade. And they walk around the room, and they use the vocabulary word in a sentence and tell their friends what it means. But they've all seen Project Runway or some modeling show, and they love to perform like that. Now, I also wanted to share some ideas to give to your parents to help them continue to learn over the summer. It's just such a long time. And yes, all the parents aren't going to do it, but if you have 1 or 2 do these things because of you, it's all good. I think one of the most important things you can do is to encourage the children to get a library card. And maybe you can get your local librarian to come in and give the kids cards, or give them some marketing material about summer programs they've got on at the public library and the puppet show and things like that. It's a valuable thing to give children. I also have some free downloads. This one is a summer activity calendar, and I have a little letter, and you're welcome to copy the letter. I used to always struggle with writing letters to my parents, but this one you can just fill in the parent's name. "Dear so-and-so, lucky me to get to spend this special year with your child. Child's name has worked hard and has grown in many ways. One of my favorite memories is and then you write a favorite memory about the child. I appreciate all the support and encouragement you have given child's name at home. Behind every great student is a great family. Saying goodbye is bittersweet. Bitter because I will miss your child, but sweet because I'm so proud to have been a part of her life. Please keep in touch because I know the future holds many wonderful things for your child and your family. Remember to read and laugh every day this summer. Sincerely, in your name. You know, I almost get tears in my eyes thinking about this. If somebody had sent this letter to, me about one of my children, I would have thought, oh, I'm the only one getting this letter, and it really would have made me feel positive. So, along with this letter, you can send this activity calendar. I also have an idea called the Funshine Can, and so if you have the children bring in a Pringles can or icing can, a can without a sharp edge, I have like 3 or 4 pages of all these activities they can do with their parents over the summer, and you can pick and choose the ones that are appropriate for your grade level, like can you draw a circle, oval, square, rectangle, and triangle? What other shapes can you draw? Or count as high as you can. Can you count by 2s, 5s, 10s? So they're just different activities that children prepare this and take it home, and then each day you encourage the parents to have the child pull one out and do that activity. Carolyn Kozlowski also created this summer journal, and they're like 30 pages of writing prompts for the children, like, I like summer because, my goal this summer, these are some of my friends. And so you could start this like the last week or 2 of school and then send it home. I made one of these for my granddaughter when she was in kindergarten. She loved it. She loved it. It was a good way to keep her writing. Another idea I have to share with you is something called a skill kit. And so all of those sight words or letters or numbers or shapes or math facts, whatever you really have been struggling, to help the children master over the school year, you can make little skill kits to send home. And these little Altoid containers, if you ask the parents to save these and send them in, you can just put the flashcards in here. Another thing is to get an envelope and cut it in half and punch holes and tie string on it, and you can put your flashcards in here for them to take home over the summer. I met a teacher last week at a workshop, and she does little word rings for the kids to take home. I looked online and found lots of different versions of these. I like this one. This came from sightwordsgame.com, but I like the dotted letters, and then the children could trace over them with crayons, maybe even do rainbow, and then cut them apart. So, anytime they make something, there's ownership there, so it's better than just handing them, here, your flashcards for the summer. I also like these little bubble ones. This was also on sightwordsgame.com, that they can color in the bubble and then cut them apart. So there's lots of different versions of these flashcards. One other idea, at the end of the school year, it's so important to thank some of your volunteers, your lunchroom ladies, the custodial staff, the PE teacher, the music teacher, the art teacher, all of these people who have been a part of your success, hopefully, over the school year. Everybody wants to be thanked. And so I have a little song. It goes to the tune of Happy Birthday. And we'll just do one sign language in here. This is thank you, and a very good sign for children to learn. And it goes like this. We say thank you to you. We say thank you to you. We say thank you for helping. We say thank you to you. And of course you could change the words, like we say thank you for cooking to the lunchroom staff, or we say thank you for teaching us art to the art teacher. And so you could just change it a little bit. Also, you'll find some gift certificates, like you give them a banana. We are bananas for you. Thanks a bunch for all you do. Carolyn has come up with a lot of cute ones. Color your summer happy, and you can give them a little box of crayons. And so I'm sure you've seen a lot of these before, but just as somebody who volunteers in schools myself, I just appreciate somebody just saying thank you to me. And so remember to do that at the end of the year. And just in closing, I was in Wisconsin about 2 weeks ago doing a workshop, and when I got ready to leave, I found this cute little bib, and it says, "I love to avocado you." And I don't know if I actually need this bib yet in my life, but I certainly appreciate it. And the avocado song on May 5th, certainly I hope you'll be able to sing that song. So thank you for joining me today. Like I said, a lot of the ideas are on my website, my blog, and this May packet of Happies has over 100 pages of games and songs and activities, 16 free song downloads, and just all sorts of wonderful things that Carolyn Koslowski has come up with. So I will end with one more song, and this one is in the May Happies, and some of you know this. May there always be sunshine. May there always be blue skies. May there always be children. May there always be you. May there always be stories. May there always be music. May you always feel special because you are you. Thank you so much for joining me. Probably the best advice for this time of year is just to shut your door and sing and love those kids and have a great end of the school year. Take care. God bless. Thank you for joining me today.